able to rebound and respond the way that they did last week?
Even just thinking about everyone else out there who watched, the way these guys competed all weekend and have done so all year, I think the entirety of Beaver Nation is proud. And even people that, haven't watched the Beavs play, that tuned into those games, were extremely impressed by their attitude, their togetherness, the fun that they had, their intent to detail and doing the little things throughout the weekend in the face of adversity. So extremely proud.
You've been on both sides of it, obviously, coaching it, playing in it. Things change around here in the springtime. People expect this out of Oregon State baseball, right? So to live it, to be a part of it on both sides of it, is what for you?
Well, I don't know. It's an everyday part of my life. I mean, it never changes. Like everything that you do says when you walk in the clubhouse, growing our family of champions and all that we do. And so every minute of every day you're working on being a champion. And when you're doing that, the expectations are always high regardless of what you're doing. Whether it's at the field or away from the field, championship quality is always expected from each and every one of our guys. They wouldn't be here if they didn't want that as well. So it's normal is what it seems like. And then anytime someone sets their expectations anywhere short of that, it's very loud and it's unattractive is what it is. And so we just are constantly like setting our sights higher than I guess most people are used to, but for us it's just normal.
After a couple days of reflection, in hindsight, what did you like most about the pitching and what the staff gave you?
Each and every guy that took the ball. I was talking to Eric today, again reiterating how proud I and all of us were from the way he responded to the third of an inning. That takes guts to go out there, take the ball and want the baseball and show everyone what he's capable of doing, and to go out there and throw a handful of innings that were extremely meaningful, with an electric crowd. And again, expectations are very high to do that. It was extremely impressive. And I love when they're out there competing, watching how they're growing up that quick. It's like, if I'm gone on a road trip, I come back and I see my kids and they both look like they grew an inch or two. And, my son's got a mustache rolling. Not really, he's 12, but it's like, Dad, check this out. And then you watch those guys each time they take the mound. It's like they're just growing up so fast right before your eyes. Watching Jacob Melton get called up to the big league and get his first knock, that just happened. Wasn't he just here and training in the off season, and now he's getting up in the big league? So incredibly proud of each of those moments for those guys, and how they just keep getting up and seeking difficult situations. So there's a lot of guys that were on base, and they continued to find ways to shut them down, get ground balls, double plays, pitch with confidence, and then not let the emotions get to them, especially when you're win or go home. So any one particular thing, I think is every single moment that they were out there, and watching how they handled the pregame stuff was impressive too.
I imagine back in your playing days you had a slump or two. You can speak to what it was like for some of your guys, most notably Caraway. Just to see him, do what he did in the regionals after the season he had. I mean, just describe, I guess, the evolution of him and what he's doing.
I definitely had more than most. Wasn't even supposed to be a ball player, so I was kind of going on free time after that. He's extremely impressive. For him or for Dallas or anyone else that Reeder didn't start at the beginning of the year. Easton, guys that continued to chip away, whether it was from their freshman year to their junior year or the beginning of the year till right now, everyone knows, no one cares about all that other stuff that happened earlier on. It's about what we're doing right now, and how TC's had the success, I think, is just largely due to having some failure early on. Those are important pieces. So it's, as we get older, we look at all those moments and we're grateful for them, because what turned him also into the juggernaut that he is right now, I think, has a lot to do with the struggles. Now, he's always been elite at everything that he does, one of the most competitive people I've ever been around, and his belief and his personality makes everyone around him just get fired up and want to go run through a brick wall. But it's extremely impressive, and I love how he just kept putting in the work, and he's continuing to put in the work right now. He's never complacent. He wants to get better, and that's what the postseason is getting hot at the right time. You can put up the most remarkable stats all year, but those that are really remembered are the ones that do it at the biggest moments, and that is the postseason. That is this last weekend is the start of that, and I don't know, I've played with a lot of guys that are similar to that, where they're not worried about the stat sheet, they're just worried about getting better and helping the team, and he's all about those guys in that clubhouse and finding a way to win.
How would you describe his confidence level?
Almost unmatched. Like he knows he can get the job done in any situation. Again, it's infectious to everyone around you. You look at him when he comes in the dugout and hit another home run. I'm looking at him, and he wasn't surprised. He knew it. He saw it. He felt it. Sometimes guys get in there and they're just like, man, how about that, huh?
I did.
No, but he's like, I expect that each and every time I go up to the plate to put together a big at bat. And so he's glowing. He almost looks like he's 4 inches taller and 4 inches wider, and just filling up some high quality space right now.
Did you see that? Was that different in February? Did you see that maybe not to that level?
Yeah, I think now it's louder when I'm walking around next to him and seeing him go through his work. But what leads to that is confidence, and how you get confidence is preparing the right way and taking it to a whole nother level. He's always been a hard worker, but now to what level that was, I think now he's discovered a whole new level of work and focus on detail. I mean, that just happens as we become older. We start to see things we didn't see before. And he's never shied away from adversity, never shied away from a challenge. And so I think that's what we do a lot of, is try to find ways to challenge guys. Joey does it on defense, Skip does it on the offensive side. I think I'm just a challenge in general to be around sometimes, because I'm very truthful and I get after the guys, but he's like, when you raise your voice and you get after everybody a little bit, some guys may not respond to that. TC really responds to that. Like, bring on the challenge, be the big scary monster, and he's going to step up to that monster and take him down. It's good.
But so you never saw you never saw him walking around like a dude who looked like he was in a slump with his shoulders sort of sagging. Yeah.
No.
I mean, we could have guessed that.
We've all seen those guys before, and it's very loud when someone's struggling or not in a good space. And I won't say he was at his,
Peak.
Yeah, there's just a little off, but how you get there is work. Continue to feed the good wolf. It's like, what are you saying to yourself? He's always really good at feeding positive energy to himself too, taking care of his body, doing all the little things right. And so, I don't know if I've ever been around him and not smiled and just enjoyed that time with him. Even at 40 now, he makes me feel young. He makes me feel excited and competitive. So, not that I'm going to go challenge him over at third base or try to, hit the ball hard on him, because that ain't going to happen. But
Too many surgeries.
we've had a few, yeah, and we're going to try not to have too many more. But he's just a very special human being, and it's awesome to watch him go out there and shine right now.
What have you seen out of Florida State, and how much prep have you been able to do to get a handle on them?
Quite a bit. I've been watching a handful of the games, studying the hitters, studying the pitchers, how they run the bases. They're not really a small ball team by any means, but they got some good speed. They got some big arms. Their offense, has the ability to really do a lot of damage. We've seen it. They take advantage of some innings. They can string together an offense throughout the entirety of the game, and they can also put together some really big innings. So, obviously, we're in this situation right now because of what we're capable of doing and what we've been doing all year. And really, everyone you face from this point out is really good. So just, making sure that we're on point. And today at practice, focusing on the little things, making sure we're getting our touches, but also, not going overboard with it. I like that, the guys all got a calm day yesterday to breathe after quite an exciting weekend. But as I've been seeing them roll through here today, the focus is very strong, and they want to go practice, and they want to be playing a baseball game right now is what they want to do.
They throw a lot of talented lefties on the mound. Just how does that change? I know some areas it's been a bit of a struggle for some guys. Just how do you sort of approach that, knowing that you got a few really strong lefties out there?
Yeah, we never shy away from adversity, man. Have our numbers been great against left-handed pitching? No, and everyone knows all that. Like, you can search anything out there and find the answers to it. But the reality is, like, when we went to Iowa, we faced a really good lefty as well. Our guys did a good job handling the strike zone with him, squaring balls up and competing their butts off. So knowing who we're facing and having just this week to really prep for our opponent, I think, is something that we take very seriously. And so when we're out in the cages or we're doing anything on the field, the mindset and the videos that are rolling in the clubhouse is getting ready for our opponent. I'd take our guys up against anyone in the country and in the world, because you saw what happens when they're rolling. It doesn't really matter. We faced a lot of really good arms this last weekend. We faced a lot of really good hitters. So pitching, defense, offense, if we're in our flow state, we're pretty dang good.
I know
Time for two more.
You probably won't tell us, but have you come to a conclusion for what the starters will look like for the rotation
you answered
this weekend?
it right out the gate. Yeah.
Well, is it still something you're figuring out, or is it something that you feel
It's
comfortable with at this
possible.
point?
I'm feeling pretty good about it, but I think that'll get released here pretty soon. We'll get it out there to everyone. But
What are
Alright,
your
last one.
What are your lefty splits?
what are
Yeah. What are your
for, like, in total?
Yeah.
Everybody, I don't know exactly. I don't know. Hank can send you the stat sheet.
Hank doesn't
For
have
real?
that.
You don't have to, Hank. I'm not,
No. He said you can.
I said he can. Doesn't mean he
He has
will.
permission.
But yeah, they don't post that online, do they?
No.
I mean, our numbers against right-handed pitching is a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, they can break down any different things, but per guy is different. Dallas Macias is a really big threat. You look on the stat sheet, and his numbers, won't show that great, but that guy's a competitor. When he's around these guys, he can be as dangerous as anyone in the country. So don't let numbers fool you there. Tice Peterson's numbers against left are really down. Tice Peterson's pretty stinking good, right? So it's, and again, a lot of some guys weren't starting off to the best at this year, and some of the numbers could be skewed. But as we've talked about with the guys, numbers don't mean a dang thing at this point right now, right? You can be 0 for the season against a lefty or righty or whatever, but you can go out and win a super regional and get to Omaha and get hot. No one cares about what your average was throughout the season.
It's safe to assume Segura. I mean, he pitched Monday, obviously, so he's probably not available on Friday.
Everyone's going to keep spiking up. I'd be shocked if he said, "I'm not ready for Friday."
I'd be shocked if you said he was okay to start Friday, I guess.
Possibilities are endless right now. They all want the ball. I like that. I told you, Dawson Santana wants the ball too. He's dead serious.
Like, he was my all-regional second baseman. He hit 1,000 this week.
Dude, Dawson said it, man. He's like, all I do is barrel balls right now. Like, you got to get me in there, coach. What's going on? And he's not wrong, man. He's a spark plug. Even today, if you get a chance to say hi to him, his voice is gone. He's just been full throttle all weekend, revving the guys up, prepared for any opportunity to come in the game. He's special. So, I don't know. Like yesterday, I've given everybody a chance to catch their breath, and everyone's going to want the ball on Friday or Saturday or whenever the opportunity comes their way, which is we know that and it's expected. So,
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.